Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's one of my replays, and I'm in the Shimakaze, at Tier 10 Japanese destroyer. I'm on the map Trap, it's a 3-point nomination game, and there is a carrier and there are 2 subs. Of course. Now I'm here inside this cap circle. By the way, the good news is there is potentially no radar. There's a Minotaur, which may or may not have radar. But chances of that are very small. It's not divisioned, and lone Minotaurs rarely bring radar. Anyway, the enemy destroyers are Shimakaze as well, so they should have similar torpedo reload than I do. I mean, they might have a few different captain skills and modules or such, but it makes it more predictable when enemy torps will arrive. Which means I could sail a little bit longer broadside inside this cap. If there was, for example, Holland, right, you expect torpedoes a lot earlier. And you can see that, right, as my torpedoes go towards the edge of the cap, the enemy torpedoes arrive. So as expected. Now, there is a submarine around here. We can see the sub-torps. Like 2 subs per team, and they obviously split, so each flank has a sub. And like the idiot that I am, I had my anti-air, so... Well, that's a shame. Yeah, enemy sub was briefly visible, but only briefly. Nothing I can do about them. The sub has now been forced to dive, and the cap is still contested, so the Shima is here as well. I mean, the torps already told us that story anyway. So yeah, there is an enemy Shima in this cap, there is a sub in this cap. There is my sub here, and well, I'm here. And we just lost one of our battleships, which is a shame. Still have 2 battleships here with us. Unfortunately, the enemy has now, well, a sort of an advantage, right? They have 1 more be around. Now the enemy, oh, there is the Shimakaze. So I could shoot here. I don't have a smoke ready though to disappear, and I really don't want to be spotted in front of all of those battleships. Now, the battleships are relatively far away, sort of, but there is the sub. And the sub could spot me if I shoot, so I've decided not to, right? 20 seconds are a very long time. I am going to launch my torpedoes into the smoke. The Shima has decided to not stay in there because it's too risky. Also, by the way, planes, right? It's not enough that there is a sub here, the planes are here as well. My ships are now retreating. So we'll have to see what I need to do here. Currently, it's not looking great. Also, as you can see, nobody has shot this Shimakaze yet, right? This Shimakaze is happy to gunboat. Like, this Shima will now be spotted for 20 seconds. I'm actually going to shoot it a bit myself. I'm just hoping that somebody else will shoot it too. That was a sad hit. It was a hit. But no, you can see, like, I have 3 battleships now here with me, and not a single one is actually shooting that Shima. Now, of course, Shimakaze is not the greatest gunboats at long range, so we are not doing a lot of damage to each other here, right? I guess the good news is that the enemy team didn't hurt me that much either. But yeah, you would expect with the amount of battleships around that they'd have a bigger interest in engaging destroyers. Now, the enemy battleships are getting closer. This Kurfürst is in torpedoable range, and maybe I'm finally able to send some on fishes, right? So far I've had the problem of, like, the submarine, the carrier, and the enemy destroyer. Kind of limiting my movement. My smoke is ready again too, so I can be a little bit more adventurous. Oh, look, I'm already plane detected again. Right, now the leading ship is a Kurfürst. Kurfürst has good secondaries and Kurfürst has hydros, so those are 2 problems potentially for my Shima. Because, you know, smoke won't do anything against the hydro. It will have an easier time dodging at torps, assuming it's ready. And if I'm spotted by, let's say, planes, the secondaries will rip me apart. Meanwhile, our submarine is also taking a bit of a beating here. And yet there is always the unpredictable thing of the sub that could be anywhere that outspots me and that could potentially shotgun me, and I can't obviously charge it. Like if there was a sub right here, there'd be no way for me to like charge it because the battleships would take care of me. Okay, Kurfürst Hydro is not running, that's good news, otherwise I would have been briefly detected. Republic is dodging my fish, that's bad news. Okay, we found the sub, we found a lot of fish. I've decided to even shoot the sub because I just really don't like subs. And now I'm going to smoke up. There is a Republic getting closer, right? I can shoot the Shima currently. The Shima has opened up and that means it's going to stay visible. Not sure if it has it should have a smoke ready, right? I think. But it's not yet smoking, so we can do quite a bit of damage to the Shimakaze. That's certainly going to be helpful in the long run. Or I can just keep missing it. Now I've decided to leave the cap here. The enemy Shima has dropped into concealment. Not the cap, I mean the smoke. The enemy battleships are just getting a little bit too close, right? So I almost have torps ready again. I could have stayed inside that smoke screen and decided to try to sort of engage this Republic at very close quarters with my torpedoes, hoping to death strike it. The Kurfürst there has been taken care of, but there is still a poison around as well. I decided it's a little bit too risky to stick around here, right? If those torps fail, then I'm trapped. And even if the torps like succeed and attack the Republic, what if the poison had decided to push in? What if the sub just starts pushing me? Now the good news is the Republic has slowed down and avoided the first set of torps, and that brought it right into the line of the second, just as I planned. Not quite enough damage, so the sub is adding some damage as well. Looks like the Republic is flooding or burning or whatever though. Now we've lost our sub. Well, you know. It's not good for the team, but I can't just bring myself to feel sad about a sub being sunk. So there is that. Meanwhile, we do have the C cap. The enemy has the A cap, nobody has speed. There are essentially two choices here, right? I can push A, or I can go towards B. Now, if I push towards A, the poison seems to be leaving. It's currently inside the cap, so I can't take it until it leaves anyway. It could also, like, come back in and push me with Hydro, so there's a risk there. Also, if I get closer here, I'd be in secondary range. If the Shima spots me, I might be in trouble. So I could stay around here and push A. I could also take it careful, wait for it to leave, then go in behind it. But I've decided the better option is to go towards the center, right? My battleships here have retreated. He is uncontested. There's a good chance that the Shima, and well, we already saw the sub come this way, right? So the Shima is probably also coming this way as well. Which means if I go towards B, I can secure that hopefully for us and fight the enemy here. With some support. Now we are kind of losing. I'm not sure what our Yoshino is doing up there in the north, but there is a Cleveland pushing a Minotaur. That could go horribly wrong. Now I'm hoping that our team will not lose C, but currently it's actually a possibility. Well, we've briefly seen the carrier. The carrier could be an issue. The Cherbourg is almost dead. I'm hoping that the Cherbourg goes down. If the Cherbourg just keeps pushing into the camp, there could be a problem as well. Now, I know the sub's around, right? The sub could technically spot me. Like RPF isn't tracking it when it's underwater, so it could at any point just surface there near me. And speaking of surfacing near me, that's not a sub, but it's a Shima. So I'll try to get a lot of damage into it for now. I'm launching my torpedoes in case it's actually accelerating. Yeah, I was hoping, you know, that the enemy smoke screen would be enough to also conceal me, and I could save my last smoke charge, but there are planes and the planes kept me detected. I'm not that low, but I'm not healthy enough to just take needless damage either, I feel like. If I just, you know, sit here and be playing spotted while the enemy Shimmer farms me, that's not going to be very helpful in the long run. Right now, the Shimmer is low enough that I can easily take it out if I see it again. I won't stick around in this smoke. Once the Shimmer's torps are reloaded, it will torpedo my smoke, obviously. RPF is tracking. That's tracking too hard in that direction for it to be the Shimmer. I think there is a sub here that has surfaced. Now, I don't know what the enemy Shimmer is going to do, right? With the way it's not, it's wedged against this island, it has to either go forward through the cap, but it hasn't done that, right? Because the cap isn't contested. So it must have reversed. Probably left like this on the other side. Or it hasn't left at all. It's also possible that it hasn't left at all. Now, next up, we have a poison coming this way. We are one ship ahead. We have lost C, but the Yoshino is retaking it, and it doesn't look like it's stopped in any way or form. So that should be ours again soon. Now, still anyone's game though, even if we retake C, it's very close on ships, and if that poison, for example, can make a push in here, and there is the sub. Shooting it might be a problem here. I mean, the sub's now diving. I needed the sub to dive to go into concealment. I was honestly hoping that the smoke screen would stop the poison from spotting me, but the smoke screen is disappearing right now, and the island is, of course, not letting me pass, despite the fact that I'm way there. So that's annoying. Remember, like, oh, I got the poison. Nice. You remember a few years ago when they said that they would make it so that the visible parts of the island would actually the parts where you know. It's like, oh, they got the sub as well, nice. So anyway, right, so a few years ago they said that you wouldn't get stuck on stuff you can't see underwater anymore, and that the visible island borders would be the actual borders for ships. Now, obviously they lied. And I've been getting stuck on islands a lot recently. I mean, recently, I only play once a week these days, but I think in the last month, in those 4 days that I played, every time I had problem with islands and getting stuck in very inconvenient situations. I mean, this time it worked out, but it's just so annoying, isn't it? Speaking of annoying, there are planes. But we've found the carrier. Oh, we know it's on the other side of this island. And there is nothing protecting it. There is a Yamato still alive. That's obviously healthy and useless, because it's a battleship. And if this Yamato had done anything, the enemy might very well have won, because it was a pretty close one, right? If this Yamato had helped, might have made all the difference. But instead, it's, you know, it's just doing nothing. It's actually not that healthy anymore, I suppose. Still healthy enough that it could have participated in the battle, I guess. Well, I'm almost to the carrier. He is sending a single plane. Yeah, I don't think that's going to save the carrier. My launch is already. It's not going to be in an ideal angle to torpedo. But I'm healthy enough that the secondaries won't immediately shred me, so I'll have 2 launches here, and because I don't trust anything, I will keep the third and torpedo from the side if necessary. Yeah, it's probably not necessary. And the carrier is still getting his revenge drop off. But with only 1 torpedo, I can actually dodge. That's nice. Now the Yamato is absolutely alone. And it hopefully won't survive for much longer either. Might even be able to get the camp before this is over. That would be nice. It's a little bit more experience. And also it finally gets me the A cap that I've been trying to take for a very long time and was never successful. So yeah, that's a pretty nice ending, I suppose. Well, got a lovely win in the Shimmer, and this was a painful one because for the longest time I couldn't do much against well, the enemies that I were facing. But in the end, we turned it around. So there's that. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you next time.